We're here to talk about, firstly, the main event, the guy that many believe is the complete future of the sport. And sometimes this is very, very difficult to find an opponent for Jaron Boots Ennis. This guy comes with zero fear. Now that's dangerous in itself, but this guy comes to change his life, and we wanted an opponent.
I don't know what he said.
Do you think he truly believes that he can win on Saturday?
I'm glad that he think he's confident. I like it. I like the confidence, but he talking too much, you know. He gonna get exactly what he gonna look, what he looking for. You know, it's gonna be an early night, and I'm gonna have some fun, and we're gonna show out. You know, I'm not playing. I'm not here to play games.
That's the difference between this kind of fight. You know he's gonna be right there for you.
For sure. I know what he bringing to the table. You know, like I said, whatever he bring, I'm gonna be ready. And it's that time.
We're taking pretty tough fights, learning on the job, and now we're getting there where we're at the top, and now we have everybody that's tough. We have all kinds of guys that are tough, but at least we learned along the way. And again, I'm just very happy to be here, very happy to be on this card.
Is that word key, levels? You know, we know this is a very good fight. I mean, he's an elite 154 guy. Is it just about showing the levels on Saturday night? And you can't go over, you got this road warrior tag. It's different when you fight Boots Ennis.
No, for sure. He definitely a good fighter, for sure. You know, I watch him. I like what I see, you know, a good fighter, but it's levels though. Like you fighting those guys over there. They don't got my skill, they don't have my power, my ability. I'm on a whole different level, and when he actually get in there with me on Saturday night, he gonna be like, yo, he a lot faster when I throw it, a lot stronger than when I throw it, a lot slicker. Like, it's levels. And he know that, you know, he know that, but we gonna see.
Danny Garcia, Robert Guerrero, and Mario Barrios, just to name a few of the guys who he has defeated over the course.
You win this fight inside the distance?
I win this fight however I want to do it. I'm not here to play. I'm telling you now, I'm not here to play.
The race for control of the 154-pound division is becoming more intense as two of its biggest stars edge closer to a potential showdown. Veteran trainer and respected boxing analyst Greg Hackett recently shared his opinion on a possible clash between Jaron Boots Ennis and unified junior middleweight champion Sebastian Fundora. According to Hackett, Fundora may benefit from having more time before stepping into the ring with a fighter as gifted and well-rounded as Ennis. In his view, this challenge would present the champion with a level of difficulty unlike anything he has faced at this stage of his career.
I don't think it's going to happen at 154. I think it's going to happen at 60. Why? I don't think Fundora wants that trouble at 54. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's so sure of himself. I think it's going to take him a couple of years mentally to be really sure of himself. He talked a good game. He do. When he do his interviews, he talk a hell of a game. 30 seconds, he talk a hell of a game, but I don't think this is just me off of my observation. I don't think he's pleased with himself just yet to say he's going to fight Boots.
Hackett explained that this fight would showcase two competitors blessed with completely different physical advantages. He likened Fundora's incredible height and reach to that of a towering giraffe, while describing Ennis as an explosive tiger capable of closing the distance in an instant. Although Fundora could enjoy early success by controlling range with his lengthy reach, Hackett believes the entire dynamic changes once Ennis gets inside. At that point, his blazing hand speed, pinpoint accuracy, and sharp punch combinations could create serious problems for the towering champion.
Like when a tiger go after a giraffe, and they be working him out. And even though he be trying little shit, be doing little shit, it's just hard to get the motherfuckers off. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a tiger and a giraffe. One of them things.
While breaking down both possible matchups, Breadman predicted that an Ennis versus Fundora showdown would explode into action almost immediately before eventually ending with Ennis scoring a knockout victory. However, he expects a fight between Ennis and Virgil Ortiz Jr. to unfold in a much different fashion, developing into a longer, more tactical battle because of Ortiz's disciplined mid-range boxing and his effectiveness when fighting on the inside.
It's the toughest fight because where do you find 6'6" southpaw sparring with an 80-inch reach? Where do you find that at? You know what I mean? Like, everybody hires Mike Fox, but there's only one of him. You know what I mean? Like, where do you find that?
Everybody goes to it's hilarious.
Yeah, where do you find that? Like, a tall southpaw is like 5'11", 6 feet, 6'1". Fundora's 6'6" in boxing shoes. Where do you find that at? With a jab, with an uppercut, with a hook. He's mean, he's battle tested, great conditioning, and he's improving in front of our eyes. So that might be, you know what I mean? The fact is, Virgil is right-handed, about 5'9", 5'10". You could find 20 sparring partners. They may not be better than him, but they can give you what he gives you. It's hard to find something for Fundora. You have to get heavyweights or cruiserweights to spar you, literally, because junior middleweights and middleweights don't walk around at 6'6". Like I said, there's only one Mike Fox. So I just think that for whatever reason, this is the way my mind is viewing it, that Boots and Fundora is an early round shootout. I think that Boots, it looks like Hagler versus Hearns, and Boots gets him early. Not easy, but early. I think that Virgil and Boots go longer. I think that Virgil is a little bit more talented than Fundora. I think Boots beat Virgil because he has a better jab and can kind of score too many points with his straight punches, and Virgil marks up. And Boots is he's constant with his attack. Virgil marks up, he swells up, he bleeds all over the place. I think that will play a factor in the fight. I think it will go longer.
Breadman also stressed that Ennis must stay highly disciplined whenever he trades punches with Ortiz. In his opinion, Ortiz maintains a compact guard, rarely leaves defensive openings, and throws short, efficient punches that can capitalize on wide or looping shots. Although he still favors Ennis to win overall, Breadman believes those close-range exchanges represent the biggest danger Ortiz brings into the matchup.
Mid-range and on the inside, and he doesn't drop his hands. He throws his punches right from where they're at, and he throws short, crisp hooks and uppercuts, and he's kind of even-handed. And I think that will be, Boots will have to be on his game, because Boots likes it. Even though Boots could play with Virgil and do fancy stuff from the outside and use his speed, at some point, Boots is going to back Virgil up, try to back him up, start beating his body and working in the mid-range and the inside, because that's where he likes it. That's how he sees a fight. You can't fault a person for seeing a fight the way they see a fight, but that's where Virgil likes it also. And I think that in there, that Boots will have to be really, really sharp, because although Boots is more talented than me, to me, I think sometimes Boots right in those ranges, he dropped his hands a little bit and kind of wings his shot sometimes. And Virgil is a little bit more tighter and shorter right there. I think that will be the one area that Boots will have to be careful with Virgil if they're exchanging. Like, let's say they're exchanging hooks and Boots throws one of his winging type of hooks and Virgil just sit on one, boom, and turn it right over. I think that will be right there, where Boots could possibly have some trouble. So I think that he will have to be more careful with Virgil. With Fundora, the game plan is a little bit easier because he's so tall. He got to just, you know what I mean? He got to dog him. He going to have to dog him. And believe it or not, Hans, sometimes the more difficult fight is the fight where you have to pick which game plan to execute. Because Virgil, he can outbox Virgil, in my opinion, right? But somebody else may say, you know what? Virgil's a come-forward fighter if Boots pushes him.
If Ennis and Fundora eventually share the ring, Hackett expects the contest to become increasingly one-sided as the fight progresses. He predicts Ennis would gradually break Fundora down before forcing a stoppage somewhere between the 8th and 10th rounds. In Hackett's opinion, Ennis possesses a combination of speed, timing, technical ability, and punching power that exceeds anything Fundora has encountered throughout his professional career.
He will be able to show his inside skill. He's gonna have to box him on the inside. He's gonna work his way. He can get past the jab, but he can break his body up. Sure.
How does it end?
I'd say probably going the distance, maybe.
Think so?
Yeah.
Hackett acknowledged that Fundora's towering 6'6" frame and remarkable reach create a unique challenge for anyone competing in the division. Even so, he believes that making better use of those physical advantages does not eliminate the defensive weaknesses that still remain. Hackett feels Ennis has the toughness, ring intelligence, and adaptability necessary to recognize those openings during the fight and capitalize on them whenever they appear.
Stoppage, 8-round stoppage between 8th and 10th. I don't think he's going to see the 12. It's going to be too much for him. What is it? You said, who? I said, what's the deciding factor? Because everybody's looking at the length of Sebastian Fundora. That's cool, but he just started using his wing for real. You know what I'm saying? The most I can get Fundora, he battle tested, he went to wars and shit. That's another thing that plays in his favor. He already went to wars. And we seen somebody who's nowhere near as technical, his boots or hit as hard as they want.
Ortiz's trainer, Robert Garcia, confirmed reports surrounding the ongoing fight discussions, revealing that promoter Eric Gomez, Ortiz's father, and Rick Morijon all sought his approval before moving forward, and he immediately gave them his support. Garcia also dismissed suggestions that Ortiz should first take a tune-up bout, reminding everyone that Ortiz fought Israel Madrimov less than a year ago and has stayed active, unlike several champions who spent well over a year outside the ring without receiving the same criticism.
Every time, you know, they talk about a fight, certain fight, whoever it is. Obviously, I'm the one that they call for the decision. I talk it over with Senior, my team, and everybody else. So that is very true. I'm gonna tell you guys, it is very true. The fight is very close. Eric Gomez, Virgil Senior, Rick Morigan, they all came to me, asked me what I think about the fight. I said, let's do it. There's no need to wait for that fight. There's no need to get a fight before that. Like a lot of people might think that Virgil needs a fight before that. No, he doesn't. Virgil fought less than a year ago. There's world champions right now that don't fight, that fight once a year or once every 18 months, and nobody says they're out of timing because of the delay. No, Virgil fought, less than a year ago. People seem to forget his performance against Madrimov. Virgil's active. Virgil's busy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to get a fight before that. The fight will happen. The only thing that could stop the fight is if Boots decides not to fight. But the fight on our side, I was the one that like I told you guys, Eric Gomez, Senior, Rick. I said, let's do it. There's no question. There's no doubt that we win this fight. So we're.
Breadman gave Ortiz a slight advantage when it comes to stylistic effectiveness against Fundora. He explained that once an opponent succeeds in closing the distance, Fundora often has difficulty dealing with fighters who combine speed with precision. As evidence, he pointed to Ortiz's outstanding performance against Tim Tsayu, saying that type of balanced two-handed offense could create major problems for Fundora, even though the champion has consistently demonstrated the ability to wear opponents down in the later rounds.
Between Fundora and Virgil Ortiz.
Damn. Man, I don't know. I'm going to flip a coin and say Virgil Ortiz.
Why is that?
Because I think that if he was able to... Fundora is improving, and he's keeping people on the end of his jab, and his punching power seems to be a lot more than what people want to give it credit for.
Yeah.
And his physical strength seems to be a lot more than people want to give credit to. He just doesn't look like an intimidating guy with the glasses and the soft smokiness and very skinny. But he's a tough dude, man. He's tough to deal with. But I think that Virgil Ortiz, once you break the distance on Fundora, it'll be really hard for Fundora to be able to deal with the precision and the speed of Virgil Ortiz's punches. The first Tim Tszyu fight, he was really lighting Fundora up.
Yeah.
And then the freak accident happened, and it seemed to just change the course of Tim Tszyu's career. But I think Virgil Ortiz is probably has a little bit better two-fisted attack than Tim. Probably a little bit more explosive, a little bit more twitchy, a little faster, probably a little better puncher. I think that what I saw in the Tim Tszyu fight, I think Virgil Ortiz could keep that up. But I don't know, man, because Fundora seems to just wear people out late. He seems to just be like a marathon runner, and he just keeps getting stronger, and he wears you out late. But if I flip the...
Panelist Paulie Malignaggi described the potential matchup as a true blockbuster event. He explained that when the fight was first discussed, it was considered an exciting matchup without championship stakes attached. Now, with both fighters holding world titles, the significance has grown tremendously, transforming it into a major unification bout with worldwide importance.
It just...
Whoever. Line them up.
No limit. Exactly. Line them up.
This is a terrific fight, and my only gripe with it when it was being talked about the first time with it was not a non-title fight, because I was like, two guys this good should be in a world title fight. Now
it is.
Now there's two titles. Now I feel like the time is even better. Now it's a world title fight. Now you have a fight on the global stage that deserves to be on the global stage and will be on the global stage for all the marbles. That is if this thing can get made right now, this is the exact timing. This timing is actually more perfect, in my opinion, than the last time. Because Coach, you're saying that
Rick Morijon also shared his opinion, insisting that the biggest fight available in the 154-pound division is Ennis versus Ortiz. According to Jaron, choosing any other opponent would simply be viewed as avoiding the toughest challenge, placing clear pressure on both camps to make the fight happen instead of allowing negotiations to fall apart.
It's good. I want to get Rick Meridian's quote here on point. We all know what the best 154-pound fight is to make. Anything else is ducking and excuses. So to your point, Coach, it's done on your side. If this fight doesn't get made...
Breadman explained that he actually considers Ortiz the more difficult stylistic opponent for Ennis. While recognizing Fundora's toughness, he pointed out that the champion has already experienced difficult moments against fighters like Brian Mendoza and Sergio Garcia. He also emphasized how challenging it is to prepare for someone with Fundora's unusual physical dimensions, noting that it's nearly impossible to find sparring partners capable of replicating a 6'6" southpaw with an 80-inch reach. Even with those rare physical attributes, Breadman still believes Ortiz presents the more technically demanding challenge.
Then for you, where anybody is always Boots versus Fundora, Boots versus Virgil, you know, that's always kind of the question. So I was just curious to see, like, how do you see a guy like Fundora matching up with Virgil? And I would assume that Virgil, in your opinion, is the number one biggest threat to Boots at 154.
I think Virgil is Boots' toughest fight, but I don't know he's Boots' toughest fight. Fundora is hell. You know what I mean? He might get undervalued subconsciously with me because he got knocked out by Brian Mendoza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we seen Lubin put him down, and we also seen Sergio Garcia probably beat him. So Fundora's had some tough nights, and I was there when he fought Jamonte Clark in the draw. Jamonte Clark was a real good amateur with the he turned pro with PBC. He was from like the Cincinnati area. He could box. And he probably beat Fundora that night. And then it was a while ago, and Fundora has gotten better since then. But Fundora has had some tough nights. So maybe that's why I picked Virgil Ortiz, because Fundora may well could beat him. It's really a 50-50 fight. I'm just trying to give you a definitive answer just right now. Just trying to do the best.
Breadman concluded by saying that the Ortiz matchup demands far more strategic thinking from Ennis. He believes there are multiple effective game plans available, whether boxing from the outside or applying constant pressure by forcing Ortiz to move backward. Deciding which strategy to use throughout the fight adds another layer of complexity, making it a far more tactical contest than a potential showdown with Fundora.
Boots' dilemma is, do I box him, or do I push him back, or do I do a little bit of both? With Fundora, like, he's not going to play the outside with a dude with an 80-inch reach that's 6'6". He's going to try to bomb Fundora out. So picking which game plan, it sometimes, as crazy as it sounds, you know, when you have more options, you have more decision anxiety. You have more, you know what I mean? That creates that. That's something that Nazim taught me. One of the first and most memorable lessons that I had as a boxing trainer. Nazim was telling me, like, sometimes, man, it's easier to deal with a guy when you know what style he has to fight. It's a little bit harder when you got to pick and choose what style to fight. So I think with Virgil, that's what makes the fight a little difficult, because there's going to be a lot of people that say Boots can outbox him. Then there's going to be people that say, man, just back him up. He can't fight backing up. And then Boots' temperament, he's going to have to figure out what he wants to do. But I like Boots in both fights. I think that Virgil is like a longer, grueling kind of fight where Boots stops him later in the fight. I say 9-10. But Fundora, I think, is an action-packed fight for me.
Let us know your prediction in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight updates, and expert analysis.